Hi all, let's talk about how to write DML commands in data flow task in SSIS. When I say DML commands, insert, update and delete. How to perform these operations in the data flow task. So the answer is OLEDB command. So OLEDB command is the one which helps us to perform any DML operations. When I say DML operations, again it's insert, update and delete. But so what is the advantage of OLEDB command and disadvantage of OLEDB command? So when I go with the advantages, so it performs row by row operations in the data flow task. Like so, when you are reading the data from a flat file source which are having very less records, so that time you can go with a OLEDB command where you need to insert the data into RDBMS sources. So that time it performs row by row operations. So when I go with the disadvantages, so I said it is a row by row operations. Means when you have a huge number of records in the sources, so that time it may take a lot of time to perform insert, update or delete. So that is the reason why so OLEDB command is not preferable. If you have a chance of using execute SQL task, please go with it because it gives you a very good performance. By using OLEDB command, I cannot perform bulk insert or bulk update. I have to go with a row by row operations only. So let's take a scenario. I need to load the data from flat file source which are of having huge number of records. So that time, so better to load that flat file source into a staging table, then perform execute SQL task to move the data from staging to destination, because the size of the file or record number is on the higher side. So if you go with execute SQL task, it gives a very good performance compared with a OLEDB command. So now, so if you have a very less number of records in the flat file source which are of having like a master data, so that time you can go with a OLEDB command. Because of less number of records, it may not gives you a performance impact. So my suggestion is, when you have a huge number of records, please go with execute SQL task. If you have a very less number of records like a master data, please go with a OLEDB command. That's it. So in the next example, we'll talk about how to implement a OLEDB command practically in the SQL Server data tools. We'll see. So let's keep watching our videos. Thank you.